Star Trek: Strange New Worlds will return for Season 4 on Paramount+, and here's everything we know about the next voyages of the Starship Enterprise commanded by Captain Christopher Pike, Anson Mount. Along with Star Trek: Starfleet Academy, Strange New Worlds is one of the 2 remaining Star Trek series on Paramount+. Strange New Worlds is a mainstream and ratings success, with Season 3's episodes regularly charting on Nielsen's streaming top 10. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3 has not been without controversy. Season 3's big swings and bold explorations of genre, with an increased focus on romance and comedy, have received pushback from Star Trek fans online after waiting 2 years for new episodes following 2023's SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes. Still, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3 has delivered high-caliber episodes that have helped redefine modern Star Trek, developing its expansive cast of Starfleet heroes in bold, experimental settings. Expect this to continue in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 latest news. Commander Pelia and Number 1 in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 doesn't have a release yet on Paramount+, but it is likely to premiere in summer 2026, which is the general time frame of previous seasons. Star Trek: Starfleet Academy premieres in early 2026, so Strange New Worlds would follow after a number of months. New York Comic Con could drop news about Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 as the series will be part of Paramount+'s Star Trek Universe panel. Given that all of Season 4's episodes are completed, it's possible that a teaser or footage from Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 could be released to tee up audiences' excitement. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds is renewed for Season 4 by Paramount+. Uhura, Ortegas, and Spock in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Terrarium. Paramount+ renewed Star Trek: Strange New Worlds for Season 4 while Season 3's episodes were still in production in fall of 2024. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4's episodes were filmed in Toronto from February to July 2025. Season 4 filming wrapped soon after Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3's premiere in June 2025. When Star Trek: Strange New Worlds does return, however, Season 4 will be the final season of the series that will consist of 10 episodes. 2026 is the 60th anniversary of Star Trek. Given that Star Trek: Strange New Worlds is set aboard the USS Enterprise and features iconic characters like James T. Kirk, Paul Wesley, Spock, Ethan Peck, and Uhura, Celia Rose Gooding, Strange New Worlds will be key in ringing in 60 years of Star Trek. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 cast details. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds cast. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds' talented cast grew even more in Season 3 with the addition of guest stars like Killian O'Sullivan as Dr. Roger Corby, Mina Lucan as Beto Ortegas, and Chris Myers as Ensign Dana Gamble, who transformed into the villainous Vesda. However, Melanie Scorfano's Captain Marie Battelle appears to exit Strange New Worlds with Season 3's finale. Killian O'Sullivan as Corby and Mina Lucan as Beto could return in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4, especially since they are in relationships with nurse Christine Chappell, Jess Bush, and Uhura, respectively. Meanwhile, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds main company will continue to play their increasingly iconic roles aboard the Starship Enterprise. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 won't rest on its laurels and the series is bound to introduce more new characters. Some could be original creations like Beto and Gamble, and others may be familiar faces from Star Trek, the original series, including still missing members of Captain Kirk's future USS Enterprise crew like Mr. Sulu or Dr. Leonard McCoy. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 story. Spock and Lauren dancing. Paramount Plus and CBS Studios have already teased that one episode of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 will see Captain Pike and other members of the Starship Enterprise crew turned into puppets designed by the Jim Henson Company. Paul Wellesley has also said he's jealous he isn't in the puppet episode. Rebecca Roman has hinted that Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 will be significant for Number 1, and that she was challenged by something she never had to play as Lieutenant Commander Una Chin Riley before. Roman also teased the possibility that Una might sing again in Season 4. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds is often described as love stories in space. It remains to be seen if Season 3's new couples like Chappell and Corby, and Lieutenant Spock and Lieutenant Lauren Noonien Singh, Christina Chong, will survive Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 4 intact, or if new romances will bloom. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 5 is in production as the final season. Kirk and Scotty in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds 4.5 Vulcans. In a surprise move, Paramount Plus renewed Star Trek: Strange New Worlds for Season 5 ahead of Season 3's premiere. Unfortunately, Star Trek: Strange New World Season 5 will only consist of 6 episodes, after executive producers and co-showrunners Akiva Goldsman and Henry Alonso Myers negotiated upwards from Paramount Plus' offer of a 2-hour movie to wrap up Strange New Worlds. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds' master plan to conclude its 5-year mission is to bring the prequel right to the cusp of Captain James T. Kirk inheriting the Starship Enterprise from Captain Christopher Pike. Goldsman and Myers have also been vocal in their hopes to spin off a new series led by Paul Wesley's Kirk dubbed Star Trek: Year One.